Hola, chicas. Welcome to Pero Pos Cada Quien podcast, where we talk a little bit about empowerment, life,
Cultura, hard topics,
and a little bit of chisme. Welcome to the first episode.
Welcome.
Are you excited?
Yes, I'm excited and nervous.
Yeah. So we've been planning this for what, like a week and a half? 2?
Yeah, I think so too.
So we're a little bit nervous. If you guys hear us a little bit shaky,
Yes,
it's because we're nervous. But this is just the start of something super fun that we're going to be doing, me and Magali. So let me introduce myself. My name is Noemi, and this is
Magali.
Yep.
And for our first episode, we're gonna talk a little bit about us, so you guys can get to know us.
Yep. So we're going to start with me. So I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is in the United States. It's not in Mexico. And I was born and raised there till I moved out here like 5 years ago, here in Phoenix now, which I would not go back to Albuquerque. I love it here. Just the food is all that I miss. But that's where I was from, and that's where I met Magali as well.
Yes, and I was born here in Phoenix, here on the east side, 602. And I lived here until my junior year of high school, and then we moved out to New Mexico, and that's where we met you. And then we were out there like 8 years.
I think so.
And then I moved back out here, and I've been out here for like 4 years again. So it feels like home, you know. Phoenix is home to me. Then I'm happy.
What's your Instagram?
Phoenix raised 602. So yeah,
so that's what
we were out here. I am 29 years old. Noemi
I'm 29.
Also 29.
I'm 29 too.
Yeah, we're only like
I think
6
5
months.
or 6 months apart.
So
I'm older, so respétame, por favor. And when we were in Albuquerque, well, I was in Albuquerque, and when they moved there. That's when I met her brother.
That's how we became sister-in-laws.
Yep.
And that's how we have La Costa.
The same last name.
So everybody's like, are you guys sisters?
Yeah.
We're like, well, yeah, technically we're sisters. So
I feel like we do have like certain things of each other that we look alike.
Yeah.
But customers are always like, because we work together, they're always like, so you're Cesar's sister? And I'm like, no, his wife. They're like, oh, yeah. So the other one's so sister. And I'm like, yeah. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah. So how did you and my brother meet? How did we get to become sister-in-laws?
Well, it all met when my gordito met me. He thought I was super cute. I'm just kidding. We met back in 2012. I was still in high school, surprisingly. Yeah. And we started talking. We met at the mall. We've been working at the mall since we were like 15. At least I was. You too, no?
No, I started when I was 17.
Ah, okay.
So a little bit later.
Ahí andamos. And then me and Cesar started dating, and I remember the first time I met you guys, I was so scared because there was 4 of you guys.
Yeah. And Noemi is the only girl. Like, it's her and her brother. So when she came over, it was 4 girls.
It was scary. It was scary because, and it's funny because we even have like a picture of when we got married of you guys like horcándome.
Yeah.
But I don't know whose idea that was, but it was not mine.
Yeah.
And then, then we didn't really like interact a lot when you guys were, when we were dating. Yeah. Not even, maybe until you guys started working for Cesar.
Yeah.
Is when we started to more interact together. But I think in our dating life of mine and Cesar, we didn't really like interact.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit.
Because you guys did, like, we lived together for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Noemi learned how to share.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, that's hard. Even till this day, I think I still struggle. Not with the sharing part, but just like, oh shoot, I was gonna use that. Where is it? And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
Yeah, I guess.
You get used to it,
I mean, after 10 years, I feel like there's a big difference, Yeah. Like you literally got 4 new sisters that you never had.
Yeah, so that's how
that was pretty cool.
And then, now we've been together for 10 years, and I've known you guys for 10 years, so.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
The rest is you know, ya lo que
Yeah.
pasó. And at first, I think that I was a little bit more, I guess en parte because I wasn't used to like having to share or like having so many people to like be in your life, you know?
Yeah.
I remember one time me and Cesar broke up and then like I like deleted everybody on Facebook. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of work, you know, to have to delete like 4 people when Facebook was popular.
Yeah, when it was.
Pero I feel like our relationship has evolved a lot more, I think recently, like the last like 4
Yeah.
years, 3 years.
I think a little more. I feel like we've gotten deeper more in these 4 years, but we were already kind of connected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like before that, you
No,
know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like when
Now.
we moved out here,
Because I think estamos solas.
yeah, we were solas.
So we're by ourselves out here. We didn't have our parents. We didn't have another sister.
Yeah.
So it was like all we had was each other.
Yeah.
So I think we did start to depend on each other a little bit more at that time. But I mean, not that it was in a bad way, but I feel like I've kind of let loose in a way because I feel like I had tengo un bad temper, but I'm working on it. Go to therapy, people.
Yeah.
So I feel like not just my temper, but I feel like sometimes I can be very like harsh, you know? And it's like a turn off.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like she has evolved a lot, even though she feels like, oh no, I think you have.
No, sí, por
compared
eso
to
digo.
like when we first.
That's what I mean.
Like, so I know her ins and ends now,
Magali
and I
knows
feel
more,
like
yeah.
she knows my ins and
Yeah.
ends. So, I mean, it's pretty cool though, because
Yeah.
we were here like solas, and then I think that's what helped us more connect. You know,
For sure.
like a lot.
Yeah. So move away
Yeah.
and you'll be close to your sister-in-law. And I know that a lot of you guys probably don't have like a close connection with your sister-in-laws.
Yeah.
Gracias a Dios, with all his sisters, I feel like we're all pretty chill. You know, nos podemos
Yeah.
llevar. You know, we can go on vacay or we could call each other up. X cosa, like no hay problema. There's no
Yeah,
drama,
we never
which
have
is
drama.
good. Y pues, you know,
Yeah.
I think we're
feel
all
like-
pretty easy going for the most. Todos tenemos things going on in our life that we're too.
Focused on or doing our own thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've never really had beef.
Yeah,
with
no.
me. Maybe
Except
in the
one time when I
beginning.
fired her.
Yeah.
I just-
Yeah.
But that was because she wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. But
But
I think
besides
that's like
that,
the only
that was the only
alteration
one time.
we had.
That was the only chisme we've had.
Yeah. And then yeah.
I
feel like we both took that like super hard, and then like I was like, okay, whatever. And then at the end we were all kind of like, oh, I think we should have sat down and talked about it instead of like blowing it up, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it helped us learn, you know?
Yeah. We haven't had another one
Yeah.
of those, so we learned from the
I feel
first
like
one.
now that we're like a lot more closer, we're able to tell each other more stuff and not take it to heart, you know?
Yeah.
Like even if it's uncomfortable conversations or deep topics, but we know we're telling each other for like good, you know? Like
De
we're
buena
not,
onda, venimos from a good place.
yeah. Then back then it was like, who are you? You know? Like why are you telling me something?
Yeah.
When now, since like these 4 years that we've been more alone together, I guess we're like, damn it, she's right, you know?
Oh, dang
Yeah,
it.
like, oh, okay, yeah. Tiene
Yeah.
razón.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's been good.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah, 10 years, I mean.
Yeah. And we were both, well, we're both Mexican.
Yes.
We're both Mexican. My parents are from Juarez, from Chihuahua.
Mm.
And then yours are from
Chihuahua
también, ¿no?
too. My mom, Casas Grandes. And I think my dad's Chihuahua. But yeah, we're both Chihuahua. So
Chihuahuense by heart.
yes.
But I think that because we were raised in a very similar culture, we were still raised very differently,
Yeah.
which obviously, like, everybody has a different life and we all have like different upbringings.
Yeah.
So I would like to talk about a little bit about that, how that has affected you, like your experiences as a Latina, like with your family, like with your surroundings, with your church, you know, with your friends.
Or
'Cause-
like some experiences we've had.
Yeah.
Like what were some key experiences?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, like, I feel like everything's a lesson in life. I feel like we've had very different. I feel like how you're saying, like, we are Mexican, like, we were raised like the same, the cultura, but we're so different, like, raised because even though we had both of our parents, I feel like her parents did it differently, and then my parents did it differently. With me, I grew up in a home like kind of dysfunctional, I guess. I feel like the one that was more present was my mom. So what I learned from that with my parents, like growing up with like a dysfunctional household type thing, it's like I always say this, I just want to learn from it and not do that, and try not to do that with my home, you know, like when I have my little family. That's what I just take it, you know, because I feel like everybody has their own story. Like everybody has things they've gone through, or their upbringing is different, or experiences they had. But I see it now at this age that I'm at, and like that, I just take it, and I just take what I did think was good that they instilled in us, and then just not take or follow the negative.
Try not
you
to
know
do the mistakes that they
and
did.
like, yeah, just not repeat it. Like, you know how our parents say, like, así está bien, or this is the way you have to do it, you know, like, and I'm like, no, like, no, everyone's different.
Let me
you know,
tell you.
because I feel like even though they might think they did it right, there's things that you see now as an adult that you're like, you know what,
that you process things
what
different.
I went through as a child, like, I feel like that's not something I would want to give my child. I'm not saying my childhood was horrible. I feel like there's other people that have had it way worse, you know? But that's how I just see the whole thing in general. Like, just take what is right, and then just let go of the negative, you know? I'd never like to keep it or hold it against them, because at the end of the day, they're also just human, you know? And I know they went through stuff that maybe they don't speak about. So that's me. Like, that's what I take about my...
And Magali is very much like that she takes the good and she just lets go of things, which is, I'm jealous of that. And I tell her that all the time. Like, I wish I could be like you, where I can just let things slide, and I'm like the complete opposite. Like, soy la enojona. Like, I just, like, I hold a lot of grudges. I'm working on it again, but it's something that I've struggled with a lot. But my key thing, I would say, is I was raised, like we've said, very differently. Like, my dad was very involved, and it's something that, like, I have wanted in my life, because I thought it was something good that I didn't see, like, at my cousin's house. You know, I never saw, like, that dad that would help around the house, or that would, oh, hey, you know, like, esto lo vamos a figurar juntos, you know? Like, it was always like, no, es que está vieja. And that was something that I never wanted in my house, you know? So I think that for me, like, that's something that I've tried to work on. Not that it's been, like, perfect, but I think it affects you also, like, your family, like your close family, you know, because my mom has 12 brothers and sisters. So it wasn't like we, well, yeah. So we didn't, like, there was, especially when we were a lot younger, we would get very close with them. Like, we would have, you know, like, Navidad, que los cumpleaños, que whatever that it was. But then as we got older, I did notice, like, our family kind of, like, my mom, my dad, to a certain extent, como separarse, like, separate each other from them. Not that because we were better than them or because this or that, but also we were growing up, and I could see how maybe bad influences would have affected us. So, you know, and unfortunately, como veo a mi family as well, like my cousins, certain cousins, not everybody, but certain ones, and how they've lived their life. Like, I'm thankful, you know, that my parents and them, que se alejaron, even though my parents were very different from them, pero pues enseña, you know, as hard as it is. Sorry, not to throw all that in
there. What are some memories from your childhood that shaped you and who you are today? Or you feel like I feel like a good memory that you're like, oh, like something.
So I feel
like shaped
so
you.
I thought when it was happening, I no me gustaba.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, so every Saturday we would like nos levantaba mi mom. She would be like with the music blasting, pero with her coritos. It wasn't like no like música del diablo. Okay, it was like with her coritos, and then you know, we would all like clean and we would like go clean the cars and we would go spend time as a family. And I feel like my husband says I was not like in a regular Mexican household, pero seeing how like my parents did their part like on trying to make us a part of like a family, you know, like make it different for us, algo que they didn't have when they were younger. And I feel like that's something that I want to do with my kids as well.
So that was like a cute memory.
It was a key memory, like
yeah,
like every Saturday like que íbamos y limpiábamos.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, it was not fun at the time.
Now you
but
see
now
it,
I see it, I'm like, oh, that was cool,
such
you know?
a cool memory. Yeah, for sure.
Something different.
For me, what can I say? I think, I guess also like waking up in the morning and seeing, and like with all my sisters, you know, like doing breakfast, like now that we're all apart, like doing our own thing, I feel like now I'm like, oh my God, those are like memories that maybe back then I was like, oh my God, like, you know, my sisters. But now I'm like, oh.
You're like, I miss Abby.
I feel like how it helped me shape me, I guess, is like take the little stuff you do with anyone, you know, and like cherish it. Like, I guess, I don't know how to say it.
Cherish
that moment, because time flies, you know, time flies. Maybe back then we didn't think like that was going to be an important like memory that would shape you. So I feel like I've learned to like any little thing that I do with anybody, I like to like be in the moment, you know?
Be present.
Yeah.
And you take a lot of pictures too.
Yeah, I do.
But even since before,
I always take pictures, and I'm always the one like, come on guys, let's do a picture. But it's like, I used to do that back then too. So it's like,
it's just who you are.
Yeah. It's just like, that's what makes me today. Like, that's why I do it. 'Cause I feel like you'll always have, because you forget. Oh, yeah. But at least with pictures and everything, like, it takes you back to that moment, you know? So I feel like that's one of the memories I have. It's like just waking up Saturday, you know, with my sisters. También limpiando. Like, my mom always wanted. I feel like that's what it is, huh? Like, our mom's waking us up to clean.
Yeah.
And now that you're old and you have your own place, you're like, oh my God.
You're like, where's my mom to clean?
My mom? But I feel like that, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
But that's my memories.
I think those are pretty good memories.
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes it also can describe like how we were raised, you know, like how it makes an impact in our life, how we were raised like Latinas, how we were raised in our culture. So what's one of yours?
Like how being raised as a Latina, like in a Mexican culture.
Yeah. Like how does that impact your life, like being Mexican?
Good, a lot in good ways, because I mean we're bilingual, you know. We could speak two languages when a lot of people just speak one. So I think it's pretty cool that I'm able to speak in Spanish and in English, you know, like when somebody's in front of you and you want to throw that little chismecito with your prima or your cuñada or something, you're like, hey, mira esta, you know, like, I think that's what's pretty cool. And just in general, like all the Latina people that are out there, you know, like being known in the arts and music and movies.
And you danced, right?
Yeah, I danced growing up in the ballet folklorico, which was really fun. I feel like that's one of my favorite memories too.
You're like, let me go back.
That my mom, like, I feel like she would always keep us like and reminded us like, hey, like this is your your cultura, like this is what we used to do. I guess she used to dance when she was a little girl too.
Oh wow.
So that's why we started dancing, because she used to do it, and she has pictures of her with her maestro and stuff de danza, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. So it's like something that is pretty fun, you know, and
not everybody has.
Yeah. And I think we did it for like a good 5 years, and it was really fun.
And her quince was with
my quince theme was like ballet folklorico theme. Like we danced, we did like typical Veracruz dances de Jalisco. We did los viejitos one with the Michoacan. So it's pretty cool. I mean, and we have the best food too. I feel like we have the best food out there. Not gonna lie.
Hands down. Especially our moms, you know, como todas.
Nothing
our
like
moms.
home food.
But I think that food does play a big part because I was known as like the burrito girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Because even though maybe, like I said, we weren't really raised like, yes, we were raised like in habla español en la casa, you know, we would go to like Hispanic church, you know, we would do this. Like, so we were able to talk with our grandparents.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
They don't teach their kids. So... Pero my mom was like the burrito lady. Like my mom hacía burritos all the time. And maybe a lot of you guys can also relate because muchas mamás, pues, you know, to make extra money, they would sell.
My mom would make
comida.
Tamales. Yeah. She was known like in school, we would always make tamales. Like for a quinceañera, she was like, well, I'll make tamales and you guys sell them so we can make the money.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, I remember we would sell tamales. But
my soda makes bomb tamales too.
But I think it has a big significado in us because it's a really strong culture if you think about it, being Mexican. Like if you're like, oh yeah, I'm Latina, like I'm Mexican, and it's like, okay, woo,
yeah, como que a todos se nos sale.
You know, it pumps you up, like it makes you proud to be a Mexican or a Latina, like Mexican raised. Yeah. We're second generation, I guess, here in the U.S. I am.
We're first generation.
First? Or in our parents, they came here. Oh, yeah, but we're firstborn.
Firstborn.
Yeah, well, we are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, too, you know, like... I think it's cool. Like,
yeah, and I feel like we have different struggles than other people.
Yeah.
Porque, like, por ejemplo, Isaac was... He's a little bit more advanced.
He's second, I think.
He's second. But they're a little bit more advanced here in the United States than our parents.
Third.
Oh, well then that says a lot.
Because his grandma was born here.
Oh, okay.
And his mom was born here. And then he was born here. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's different.
So it's different, you know, that when you're firstly raised here, like our parents were immigrants, but then at least my parents fixed with the Ronald Reagan stuff, so we kind of saw all that and stuff like that, and I saw my parents, well, both of them become U.S. citizens, so that's pretty cool. But I think that even with them being U.S. citizens and doing all that stuff, they still, you know, it's no es como que ahora son gringos en la casa. You know, they still like my dad. You can't if you offer my dad frijoles y unas tortillas, he's not gonna say no. Like he will take it. But I think food, at least for me, was a big impact. Porque
but what to you, what does it mean to be a Mexican or a Latina, like a Mexican Latina? I feel like I say I'm Mexican. Latina, I get it. Like that's what we call them, but that's talking about other Latinos too. You know, I like to say that I'm Mexican. Yeah, Mexican Latina, but more Mexican. You know. I love being Mexican.
Well, I do too, and I love the food. But I feel like also like you get to see like your own culture, you know, like how everybody like treats each other. Like somos más unidos for sure. I think Mexicans, but then it could also be our downfall.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it because typically very vague. Yeah. But you don't know how, like, in other cultures, like, sometimes family isn't that important. Or it's like, well, ya te casas and you kind of do your own life. And you forget about your parents. You forget about your sisters. You forget you don't never call them. Like, and I feel like in our culture, like, la familia vale mucho.
Yeah, it's
like it means a lot. First. Like, it's very valuable. And I do hold family very... I think that would be my biggest thing, you know, because todavía tengo yo... Well, my grandma, de mi mamá y de mi papá. And then I have my parents and, you know, so I think family is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I feel like we're one of the most spiciest and fun. Like,
and our
culture.
Music. And our music.
You go and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm Mexican. They're like, oh, my God, your tacos or whatever, you know, like. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I feel like saying you're Mexican is so like powerful. You know?
And you're always going to find like a Mexican somewhere.
Anywhere.
We went to Hawaii and there was like un huge group de familia. And it was big, maybe like 30 people. Y lo hay con su peso pluma.
Yeah. There you go. I feel like we're everywhere.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool that you get to see, you know, different stuff.
Yeah.
And then this question I want to ask to Magali because this was originally Magali's idea, this podcast. So what inspired you to tell me, I guess you could say this, about you wanting to start Pero Pos Cada Quien podcast?
I feel like I told you because I feel like we talk a lot about the topics, like a lot of the topics, you know?
Yeah.
We talk about culture, we talk about hard topics, we talk about like community, like empowerment. And I'm like, you know what?
And Chisme, don't forget.
Yeah, and Chisme for sure. But it was something like, it just came natural. I feel like you need to find your right people, you know? And I'm like, you know what? I feel like me and Noemi already do this all the time. I'm like, why not do a podcast? Like, let's just start a podcast. And I feel like I said, you need to find your right people, you know? Yeah. So you need to find the right people to tell to and the ones that are going to be driven to do it with you and not be like, no, that's dumb. Or like, no.
I don't know about that.
Because trust me, you'll find them everywhere if you tell somebody. That's why I'm saying, like, you need to find your right people, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel also because it's a pretty cool thing to do, you know? Like, to talk about topics that typically a lot of people don't talk about. Or, like, in our culture, you know? Well, our parents, you know, back then, it was more like, hush, hush. Like, no hables de eso. Like, why are you talking about that? Or, you know, don't bring those topics out. Like, no, eso se calla. No hables de eso. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm like, no, like, and I feel like me and her always talk about things that.
We're like, so, what do you think about this? Or like, ¿sabes qué? Like super, sometimes super dark, but super like,
topics that would tell you hush hush about, you know? Mm-hmm. So, and I feel like this new generation, like ours, is like, no, we're gonna talk about this, you know? Like, this is, back then you would hush hush and listen, and this, I feel like with us, it's like, no, like, we want to break that curse, you know? Like, we don't want to keep doing that where you're like keeping it quiet. Like, why are you gonna keep it quiet? If it's something bad, like, talk about it. Like, you know, bring it out.
And I feel too that a lot of people, like, again, I wouldn't say raised, but I feel like now with my parents, I'm a little bit different. Yo hablo de todo y lo que se me viene a la mente, y obviously with respect, pero lo que se me viene a la mente, or like, and I don't have to find the perfect time, but I have that confianza con ellos.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people don't have that, you know, que pueden ir a hablar, o que tengan a una sister-in-law o a un hermano o una hermana que más se les pueden ir a decir, oh, you know what, like, this is what I'm struggling with, or like, hey, this happened to me, like,
for sure, just
to have like somebody to talk to, not necessarily to talk on the subject, but to talk, you know,
or just like for to be able to listen, express yourself or vent, and not get the, oh, you're crazy, or no, don't, because sometimes we do just need like somebody to like tell them, and then be like, oh, okay, and then tell you like, well, this is what can happen if you go the wrong way, and then this is what can happen if you change that, you know? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. Like, you go talk to them and they're like, boom, 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 like they just attack you right away, you know? They don't even let you really express yourself. And then like they'll like just start shooting at you when it's like, it's like, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna tell you anything now, you know? But I feel like that's why, and the name, the Pero Pos Cada Quien, I feel like in every conversation we have or a topic, we're like, Pero Pos Cada Quien, like, we don't know, you know, like, even to each other, you know, because Naomi could think, I mean, Noemi, or Mimi, as I call her. She could think a certain way, and I could think another way, you know, and we'll be like, Pero Pos Cada Quien, you know, like,
we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah. But that's why I feel like, and it's also something fun to do, you know, and like I said, talk about topics that maybe some people don't want to talk about, or it's hard to talk about, because I know we'll touch topics that will be hard to talk about, but why not talk about it, you know? Yeah. And be honest as we can be, and like let people see different sides, you know, of it. Yeah. You know?
Magali's more like, whatever. And I'm like, you're so dumb. No, I'm just kidding. But
No.
yes, kind of, in a way.
But
I'm
then
more
I
like,
tell her, like, no, dude, because it only affects you. Like, let that slide.
Yeah.
Like,
so we kind of even each other out.
yeah.
And then when Magali told me, I was like, okay, I'm down. Like, what do you want to do? Like, and we got on ChatGPT.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's-
Don't expose all our secrets.
Yeah. But, you know, thanks to
Get
my
on
husband.
it. Yeah.
We kind of like used it to help us
Yeah.
narrow down more exactly what we wanted. And then I think we saw everything kind of like written down.
Yeah.
Not that we hadn't written down. We had already had some
We
things
had
written
our
down.
list and stuff.
But once we had it done, I feel like okay, I think this is something that's
It gave
possible
it the little cherry on top
that we needed.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's
And now we're here.
And now we're here, yeah, in our first episode. It seems crazy, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. Like, it's fun. We're Latina, Mexicans, you know, make it a little bit fun.
Make it a little bit spicy sometimes.
Yeah, a little chile in there. So yeah.
But I think that is like a really good dynamic that me and Marley have, is because no nos sentimos really fast. Like, we don't really get our feelings too much involved. And if we do, it's not that big of a deal.
And it's not like personal, you know?
Yeah. Like, we just kind of give each other our opinions, and it's like, you know, tómalo como tú quieras, and then I'll take it how I want to, and it's like, okay.
Pero pos cada quien.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like it's cool because we both have different views. We're not like the same, like we agree on a lot of things, but on other things we think differently. Like, Noemi could bring something up to the table and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't think about that. And then I'll bring something and then Noemi's like, that's true, I didn't see it that way. So it's pretty cool how we're able to like even it out or like bring our point of view and agree or see both of each other's sides, you know.
And we don't just want to do this podcast like about el chisme, even though it's super cool, but we do want to empower other women on like talking about issues that they're having, or even if they're starting a business or they have ideas about starting a business, that we can be that como
like an outlet,
and that positivity, you know. Not that we're gonna go and do everything, you know, but you know, be like, hey, échale ganas, you know, like, you're doing a great job. Like,
we
that's
could
such a
be
cool
that
idea.
little push, because I feel like that's what a lot of us need nowadays. Support, you know. And why not support each other, mujer entre mujer, you know, like push it. Like, if it's in your head already, you know, do it. Just like start it. And I feel like we've struggled, to be honest, with that, with a lot of things we want to do. And I was like, no, like, let's just start it. Like, we need to start something. Like, it's an outlet. We could probably help other women out. Eventually we want to have guests, you know. So
get ready with your chisme. I'm just kidding.
Your chisme, your empowerment story.
Yeah, and it's something that I think is that we don't see a lot. Is everybody always talks about starting a business, like, oh my god, it's so fun, like, but it's stressful. Like, it's not as easy, you know. Like, and sometimes we can't get it past our own head. And we need maybe that other person that, like, okay, hey, let's go. Like, I feel like Magali had it in her head and she was kind of stuck in her head, and I was like, no, let's do it. And I was like, okay, when do you want to do this? When do you want to do this? You know, I was like that. Hey, let's go, let's get it rolling, because o si no, porque hasta yo misma hay cosas que yo he querido hacer and I just get stuck in my head and I don't do anything because there's all this stuff in my head que I'm just like, oh my god, pero cómo lo va a hacer así, cómo lo va a hacer así. So I think that's something. And we also want to like eventually start doing like other stuff, like lives, or like times where we can kind of spend together and be more genuine, you know. Not que no podemos ser genuine when there's other people here, but we can kind of enjoy other time. Así como, I know that it's harder to make friends, you know, where we can kind of have the same things in common to a certain extent, you know, like not that just because you're a business owner, or it could be somebody that's a mom, a teacher. We're not moms, but we're not moms yet, but a teacher, a mom, whatever, a sister, a cuñada, a mom. We want to have our moms on the podcast. I think that'd be so fun. So cool. Our tías. Our tías. And so this is like kind of like an open platform for not just us, but for you guys too, you know. And for us to make it like a community where we can be open, where we can talk about things, and where you can kind of find your little tribe, you know? Okay. Like porque nosotros, I feel like a veces with our culture, like we say, unfortunately, nuestras tías son bien chismosas, y, you know, they always talk down and they always find something that Ay, no, pero es que esa es bien así, or, you know, esa es la que se alocó, es la que tuvo the baby. You know,
Yeah.
they're always, siempre saben todo antes de que hasta uno lo sabe.
Yeah.
And so, I think it'd be something cool where, you know, like, se saca todo y...
And we
kinda,
see everybody's side, you know?
yeah.
So, you know?
Not that one is right or one is
It's
wrong,
yeah.
but, you know, we'll just take it in, and that's what we get.
Yeah, it's respect to whatever side, whatever you want to talk or bring to the table.
Yeah.
To the conversation.
And I think that is mainly, like, most of what we want to do on this podcast. I know that it's a lot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there'll be, like, different topics that we'll talk about and, like, different things. But for this one, we did do it more about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Para ver si se conectan con nosotros. And how we're all so similar, though.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then I think we have just some questions.
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
be doing 21 questions. Some spicy ones and some not so spicy ones. So
yeah, technically we spoke about what do we want to achieve with this podcast.
Yep.
So hopefully we do that and more. We have so many ideas, so
or if you guys even have ideas,
yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
But let's do 21 questions.
Okay. We'll put it right here.
We'll put it right here.
No es café.
No. So first one. How would you describe your personality in 3 words?
Loud.
Yeah.
You're like, no joke. Loud. Crazy. Loud, crazy. But I could be quiet, like, until you get to know me.
Yeah.
You know? So I would say that. I don't know.
Me. Outgoing.
Oh, yeah.
Outgoing. Sometimes I feel like Noemi is more outgoing, though. Because she'll be like, oh, I like this. Oh, to like random people. And I'd be like, like,
That's
if
true.
I don't know you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess outgoing. I don't know, adventurous.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, I'm pretty spontaneous and like super
plan.
adventurous.
Yeah.
Like I like doing.
She's like, you guys want to go on a hike? Let's go.
Let's go. Or
you
let's
guys do this.
Let's go. What do I want to do? Like,
oh, she wants to go skydiving.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty like spontaneous. Like, I like to do that stuff. So
adventurous.
Yeah.
I think that is yours. I'll do this one. What is something you've always wanted to learn or try?
I always wanted to try skydiving. That's still a goal in life. And then something I want to learn is another language. I would like to learn another language. I mean, somebody might say, oh, you're already too old. But I do. I think that'd be cool. I mean, already English y español, ya sé español. I think I could improve my Spanish, though. But I think another language would be cool. That's what I think. I don't know.
That's actually pretty cool. I would like to learn bookkeeping. I know it's kind of like, but it goes with the business, you know, with business aspects. And something I would like to try. I actually want to go do like a pottery class. I think that would be super cool. You know, something new you could try.
Mm-hmm.
You know, y si te sale mal, pues te sale mal.
Yeah. That's cool.
Magali's super crafty. Not me. I'm just not impatient.
I say I'm Magali of all traits.
Yeah. Literally.
Let's see. What's your favorite way to relax and unwind?
TikTok.
True.
TikTok and like, I would just say like TikTok or watching a show.
Yeah.
Like whatever show.
Me, I would say TikTok, but I feel like I do it so like I'm all day at work like doing content and like TikToks. So when I get home, sometimes I'm like, I don't even touch TikTok or anything. But I would say watching The Office.
Yeah.
I love getting home, getting my comida ready, going to my couch on my really cold apartment and putting on The Office. I could watch that every day.
His apartment, by the way, is like -69 or something, because yo no pudiera. Ahorita it was like, what, 69 in here?
Yeah.
And I was like, Magali, let's get a cobijita because I'm cold. My apartment's always 72.
And I was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Office. I love watching it. Getting home.
She got a little Lego too, which was cute.
Yeah.
Y lo armó. Okay. What's a skill or talent you possess that not a lot of people know?
What is yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
I could sing. You ready? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna peek the mics, but I could sing. I grew up singing, so
Yeah, that's what I told her.
yeah.
I guess play instruments. I grew up playing instruments. The guitar, the violin.
So nos vamos a poner aquí un cantito, un corito.
Un corrido.
Un corrido tumbado.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't know. And the ballet folklorico.
That you
That
dance.
danced, you know?
Magali knows how to dance.
But more the music, I guess. A lot of people don't know. But
yeah.
Well, the people that I grew up do. But like, if you were to meet me, you
wouldn't know.
But I could get a guitar, you know? Violin.
Sabe de todo la Magali.
Yeah. I try. Pick one.
Okay. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
We were talking about this. I came down to either Jerusalem, or Egypt.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's history, you know, like
it's actual
like
history.
You would go and be like, oh my gosh, this is where Jesus walked, you know, or like this is what happened here, like and
like there's
Egypt too, like the pyramids, you know, like this is where they walked through, like you touch the buildings, like that.
Yeah.
That to me, that I used to say Germany a lot, but now I'm like, no, I want to go there before
anything.
The sculptures también, pues los buildings, you know, they wear out, you know, wear and tear. And I've been seeing a lot of documentaries where they're like, yeah, like this is what's left, like it's
se están robando, ¿no?
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what, I want to go there. Like that's where I want to go, like one of those places.
Well, he's gonna go get baptized.
Yeah. I need it
in Israel. I would say Germany, because I studied Germany. No me sé nada, pero I studied Germany in high school, or I want to go to the Caribbean. That's like one of my top favorites. I've always said those two.
With the one with the little pigs, the isla with the marranitos swimming.
Wherever.
That'd be cool.
Like Cuba,
okay.
Jamaica, Bahamas, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, Puerto Rico
La
is
isla.
in the U.S. So.
Pues sí, pero pues yeah. Okay. I'm like, I want to go to all of them at once.
Next one. Do you have a favorite Latina or Latino inspirational figure or role model?
My mother. No, for real, my mom, because I feel like a veces digo, ¿cómo hizo tanto por nosotros? Like, I know it's so cliche to say your mom, but a veces, I don't have kids yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ya estoy bien cansada, llevo el trabajo y ni quiero hacer comida, you know? And I'm like, how did she do it with kids, with the husband, you know, haciendo todo el quehacer, you know, working 2-3 jobs at a time, lo que tenían que hacer. And I'm like, damn, that's super inspirational, you know? Y todavía con una sonrisa.
Yeah.
O todavía with a good attitude, which I'm like, sometimes
honestly,
I get home and I'm like, nadie me habla.
Because I look back and I'm like, oh my God, no. I would not be smiling and like acting like everything's...
And then with everything that
like
was happening in their lives.
Together.
Yeah.
So good.
So literally, it's my mom. Like, I know it's so cliche, but I think that's like the best person that I had.
Well, yeah, I think so too. Like your mom. But other than that, I told her Frida Kahlo. I know it's so like cliche and everybody picks Frida Kahlo or whatever. And some people will say, well, she wasn't even really Mexican. Like her parents came from
no sé dónde.
Whatever. But
I'm
for
like,
me, I'm like, but she was raised in Mexico, you know, like that's where she grew up. Like that's the culture she learned. Like that's what she knew. And I feel like she went through a lot of obstacles in her life, like with her accident and all that, and she still overcame and did so much, like, and we have so much history left of her, you know. And it's like she had a whole broken back, like, and she was still drawing and like, doing this, like, you know, like it helps me like to be like, no, like if she went through that, se levantó más, like she did all this, you know. Maybe some things she went through are like, oh, you know, I wouldn't want to do that, you know, but it's like just
take what you can.
The more, like the the good of it, you know,
the inspirational part of it.
but also like our moms. I feel like how you say, yeah, everybody says their mom, but how we were saying, like, how would they do it? Like, literally, I feel now that you're getting older, you're like, wow, like, this is what she would have to do. Like, back then you wouldn't even notice, and now you're like, oh my God, she would. Cuando decías, no hay nada, and she'll whip up a meal from
Si
the
hay algo, hay
fridge.
frijoles, si hay un
Yeah.
chile y hay algo.
But yeah, I would say those.
Those are pretty
I've
good.
always loved Frida Kahlo.
She has.
So,
Se va a hacer unas eyebrows como la Frida Kahlo.
yeah. We'll do an episode like that. It'd be fun.
Dude, that would be cute.
Yeah.
Like to dress up like
Like
her.
her, yeah.
That would be so cute. Okay, so what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best.
The best. The best.
El mejor advice. I feel like what I've learned, or like the best advice I've seen or like heard, it's pretty much like take care of yourself, you know, worry about yourself. Because yeah, you could be married or be with your partner or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's just yourself. Like, it's, you have, te tienes a ti misma, you know. And I feel like people could help you, but at the end of the day, like, tú sola te vas a sacar de la situación que estás, you know. You could have as much as like help around you, but at the end of the day, like, it's just you, like, yourself. Like, tú sola te vas a sacar de donde estás. So I feel like that's one of the, like, the mores that I've, like, you only have yourself in this life. At the end of the day.
Yeah, porque nadie más va a pelear por ti.
No.
There's only so much somebody could do because at the end of the day, you also have to do.
Yeah. So
for yourself.
To me, it's that, like, que tú te tienes sola. So
for sure, I'm
gonna figure it out. You know, some way, somehow,
some way. La vamos a hacer.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
And then mine is échale ganas. I know it's but
it's
you
not
know,
that deep. Like,
it's not that deep. I know, but you know,
I could get deep.
But I'm like, échale ganas, you know, like sometimes we just need to echarle ganas. Like, it's that simple, you know, like sometimes we think that we're doing so much, but you know, you need to give a little bit más y puro pa adelante.
Yes.
And back to your thing though, I feel like I have learned that a lot more now. Like being on our own.
Yeah.
Not that we weren't on our own over there, but you know, being.
Yeah, it's a lot different when you're with family, you know. At least you get distracted, or they'll be like, no, échale ganas.
No,
like,
todo está bien.
Keep going.
No,
then when you come by yourself and you're just by yourself, it's like you don't know the places I had to get myself out, like by myself, you know. That's why.
Yeah. And I feel like only we can, like, we know where we've been.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, también, I think it goes to a lot with our Mexican culture. Because muchas, you know, we're so worried about taking care of our husbands, taking care of our kids, taking care of the house, taking care of the job, taking care of this, taking care of that. Que nosotros somos like 10th on the line. And it's shown, you know, like, and I see myself in pictures at least. And I'm like, ¿qué te pasó, Noemi? Like, damn, you went out like that? Like, what happened to you, you know? And no que no salgo así porque sí todavía, güey. Pero digo, como, like, where you let yourself go, you know? But it's because you aren't putting yourself first.
No.
So, yep.
So, yeah, it's like, worry about yourself.
Yeah. Super
You only have yourself at the end of the day.
Super deep, Magali.
Super. Let's see. Are you a planner or you're more spontaneous in your approach to life?
I'm a planner. I say that like kind of laughing because you try to plan, and Mali was telling me this, and she's like, you try to plan, but es que a veces no pasan. And it's true, you know, you try to plan, but I do have a planner. I'm a planner. I've gotten better at only having one planner.
Switch it to saying preparing myself.
Yeah, preparing myself. I'm preparing myself for the day.
Because I pick spontaneous to life. I am.
Yeah.
Because like how we were saying, like, she likes to plan, and it's good. It's good to plan. Like, you know, I think it's good. But I think it's better if you're prepared. Yeah. Like, you prepared yourself. Because you could plan a whole day, and trust me, it's not going to go how you're planning it. Yeah. That's why I was like, that's why mejor prepare yourself for that day. Like, what you're going to need, what you hope you're going to accomplish that day. because it's spontaneous to me. I think so.
Yeah.
And maybe people will say like, oh, that's so bad. Like you should plan, like be more like
but
this.
Sometimes it's better because sometimes when you don't get your list done, como que te quedas
Then,
like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. And then, antes me gustaba hacer check off my things because I would have like this big old list. And I'm like, dude, that's a checklist for the week.
List for your grocery, please. Like that, I get it. But because it's true, like you could plan a whole day and it probably doesn't even go how you were planning it. And you already wasted your whole thing to plan it. So yeah, I think about like, this is what I need to do, but I go spontaneous. I'm like, okay, I'm like, Magali, ¿qué vas a hacer?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, dude, I have my whole day planned.
So I'm just ready for that day.
Magali's like, I know what needs to be done, and I'll get it done sometime.
Yes.
So that's Magali's. Okay. What's one thing you're looking forward to in the future?
Actually, for this, for sure, for the podcast, I'm excited to see where it goes. Like I said,
crazy.
It was like a little thing we just thought about, but we've had some open doors already opening, I guess, for it, which is pretty cool. So I don't know, just this. Like I said, I'm so spontaneous that I don't want to be like, oh, this and that, and then my whole life goes this way, you know. So but I am really excited about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, about everything, but mostly this.
You're like, everything else can put that. And what I'm most excited about, I told Magali.
Yeah.
I'm most excited about to be a mom because that's been my dream since like I was a little girl, was to be a mom. So no, I'm not a mom yet, but when it's time, y cuando sea el tiempo de Dios, you know, I'm gonna be a mom and I'm gonna have a little baby around here, and you know, so that's something that I look forward to. Yeah, both will. Pero pues ahorita no.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Like, that's why I didn't say that, because I'm to a point where I'm like, when it happens, it happens, you know? Yeah, I am looking forward for it, but like I'm like, just let it roll off when it happens. I'm not gonna stress.
I'm like, I'm about to be 30.
Whenever.
Yeah,
it is.
So it's kind of mutual.
Yeah. Let's see. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird. I feel like you get so much stuff done. Y luego, si me duermo, if I sleep late, a night owl.
Yeah.
The next day I have a headache.
And I don't. I am a night owl. Like, and it's not good. It's not. But I could stay up. We're gonna go to the gym at 7. Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, I know. But yeah, I'm a night owl.
Yeah. Pues yo también, pero I would like to be.
Yeah.
A morning person.
Oh, your turn. Pick one.
My turn?
We have a couple more.
Okay. What's your favorite quote or dichos?
My favorite quote, and I always saw her, be who you needed when you were younger. So, yeah.
Be who you be.
Be who you needed when you were younger. And it's true, though. To me, I feel like it comes into all the conversation, like be or an act and do like what you needed when you were younger, because sometimes like your parents may think like that they did the most or this and that, but it's like, no, like I needed this too, or like I wish you would have been this, you know, or like. So that's why I like that quote, be who you needed when you were younger, because when you were going through those things, you're like, damn, like I wish I would have had that and I didn't, you know? So in my head, I always think about that. Be who you needed when you were younger. To anything, to any situation, to anyone, to anything. Because you could apply it to anything pretty much. But yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes.
Super deep.
Yeah. Always.
I feel like mine, not that I don't have quotes, but you know, pues uno vive su vida, you know, like how you want to do it, you know, and like how you think is best.
Yeah. So
I personally don't have like a favorite something quote that like I think about all the time. I honestly don't.
No, that's good.
I'm not that deep.
But a quote you've heard before.
A quote I've heard.
Like that show, como dice el dicho.
Honestly, es que no es como que
No.
cosas que I think about and that it
Okay.
like brings back.
Yeah.
I know it sounds kind of dumb, but I don't.
It's fine.
Magali's like, let me get you one.
And I saw that quote recently and I was like, oh my God, this quote is so good.
Yeah.
What childhood memory? Oh, wait. What's a childhood memory that has stuck with you?
Oh.
Mine was.
I was like, oh.
It's a funny memory, but I always think about it. When we were younger, when we used to get your vacunas, your shots.
Oh.
I remember they would sit you down and they'd be like, okay, think about your favorite food. And then close your eyes and just say your favorite food out loud. And the first thing I said was chorizo. So I was like, chorizo, chorizo, chorizo. And then boom. But I never would feel it because you're so distracted thinking about your favorite food.
Molly's like, yum.
And then when I got a little bit older, when I went back again, they're like, yeah, think about your favorite food. And then I switched to Chinese food because that's when my mom and dad started buying comida china. So I was like, Chinese food, Chinese food, Chinese food. But yeah, that's one of my funny memories.
I have a memory too, but of chorizo.
Yeah.
I remember when we were younger and my mom was like, ya nos estaba sirviendo like on the table and I was doing cartwheels.
Oh my God.
And I don't know why, but that's like always such a good memory for me because I don't have a lot of memories of when I was like super small.
Yeah.
And that's like one that I remember a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But
Other than
chorizo.
that, I remember fighting in school. I was such a peleonera. But anyways.
Can't relate.
Anyways, another tea.
We should have like a little notepad.
Yeah.
What we're gonna talk about. Okay, this one. What is your preferred drink of choice?
I would say water.
Such a lie.
Water.
On a good day.
Yeah, on most days it's water.
Yeah.
But other than that, it'd be like a nice coffee or a tea. I feel like that's what I'm always drinking.
Yeah.
And then I'll steal a little sip of Coke from my boyfriend, but that's it. But no, it'd be like water, iced tea. I think that's all I come in with at work. Nice coffee, tea, or water.
As you could tell, my daddy's a little bit healthier than me. I pick Diet Coke.
Yeah, not that much.
Diet Coke is my weakness.
Yes.
I'm trying to stop again, but si no agua.
Yeah.
I can't drink tea. No me gusta.
How do you handle stress or difficult situations?
Well, I do not deal well with stress. I've gotten better, but it's pretty bad, I think.
I feel like behind closed doors, I just eat. I eat myself. I eat when I'm like anything. Dicen, oh, when you break up, you'll lose weight because you stop eating. I'm like, I
Not
keep
me.
eating. I don't stop eating. But other than that, I just don't. I feel like I talk to myself a lot. So I just get myself out of that. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, like, what are you going to do? Like, it's already happening. Like, just relax, you know? Calmate. Like, everything's going to work out.
Yeah.
And then I'll be fine. But
then tomorrow she's like, oh, hey, guys.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's not.
Or eating, which is not good, but.
Here you go.
What's your go-to Mexican dish?
I like enchiladas verdes de mi mamá. A mi estilo, como ya se dice.
Yes. I have so many. But my top 3 is my mom's menudo.
Okay.
Her pozole that I already learned how to make. Which I'm so happy. And her menudo too. And what else? Her gorditas.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
And her barbacoa. But my mom's plates, I guess. But if we were to be out, I'd be like, oh, let's go get a menudo or something, you know? Doesn't compare, but it's menudo.
It works.
Yeah. Menudo.
Se pasa. What's your favorite hobby or activity?
My favorite hobby is watching The Office. It is.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my biggest hobby.
It's ¿cómo se dice eso?
My guilty pleasure.
kinda, but it's like your identity.
Yeah.
Like you could talk about something, she's like, in the office?
Yeah. But that's me. That's my hobby and activity. I feel like we've tried to go to the gym. We try to
like
do
to go
like
hiking,
new
though.
things like hiking, go to the gym. This,
Yeah.
social media, I do a lot. Like take pictures, do this. But other than that, if I don't have to worry about anything like that, I watch The Office. Yeah. Yeah. Or build office Legos. But yeah.
There you go.
What is yours?
Y pues a mí, hang out with my gordito.
Yeah.
I know it sounds super weird, but I have fun, you know, because I feel like it's something where you could just have fun together.
I feel now that you're older, like you just want to come home.
Yeah.
Like I that's my hobby or activity. It's like go home to my person and just be there at home, you know?
Y antes, ay, ni quería estar en la casa. Like, what can we do after work to get home at the latest possible time?
And now it's like, no, just be home.
Yeah.
Me or you?
You could pick.
Okay, we have a couple more, guys. What's your favorite novela or show of all times?
Of all times.
Or just...
I would say The Big Bang Theory, pero...
The novela.
Or like a novela, like a Spanish show.
Yeah.
It was Alebrijes. ¿Cómo se llama?
Alegrías y rebujos or something
Yeah.
like yeah.
I forgot what it was called. But that show, dude, as soon as we would get home from school, my mom did not let us watch it, but I would get home and I would watch it.
Talking about it, I just got a video. You know when you start scrolling on Instagram of that intro? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
For me, it'd be, I don't know if it's considered a novela, but María de todos los Ángeles or La Familia Peluche. Like that was, yeah.
That was your
all
jam.
time. Yes. Those two.
A Familia Peluche party would be so cute.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert. I think we're both extroverts.
Yeah, we are.
We're not introverts at all.
No. Nosotros no nos sacan plática because we'll be talking all day. Like right now.
Yeah.
What is your guilty pleasure?
I can't remember. Oh. It's a meal. If you haven't tried this, I don't do it all the time, but I haven't done it in a while actually.
Molly's like, tomorrow, guess where I'm going.
But it's a Costco pizza with you order a slice and a pepperoni slice and a hot dog, and then you put the hot dog in the middle of the pizza.
Do you put like toppings on your
on
hot dog? What?
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. Yeah.
From TikTok?
I think that's
Did you
where
learn it?
I saw it. I saw it, but it was in New York. Like some guy bought a hot dog from the street.
Oh.
He put it in a New York pizza slice. So I'm like, I'm gonna try that with the
Sounds
Costco.
fire.
But that's my guilty pleasure.
Y pues el mío es... I like pan dulce. I don't eat it all the time, but I like pan dulce with leche. And Mexican hot Cheetos. They just hit different.
That yellow bag.
The yellow bag. Like if you get... I think they changed it recently.
Yeah.
Like the bolsa, like how they look.
More purple.
I don't know. But after you eat those hot Cheetos, regular hot Cheetos don't taste the same.
No.
So...
What's your favorite color?
No sé qué color será. Just kidding. Es rosa, pink.
Pink. Mine's black.
Yeah.
Black. Oh no. Army green.
Yeah.
I love army green, black. I call it caca green.
Yeah.
But army green, black. I think those are the colors I always go for.
Yeah.
And sometimes pink. Like I
Yeah,
say I
not
don't
often.
like pink, but then I'll get like some things that are pink.
Like, pero se te mira bonito the pink because you worn pink and then your eyeshadow for the concert was super cute.
But mostly black and army green.
Yeah.
Last question. Ready?
No.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
I'm in between. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick a dog.
Yeah.
But cats are for the cat people.
We don't like cats here because Cesar's allergic, so.
Yeah. But those are all our questions, guys.
Thank you guys for...
Chicas.
Yes, chicas. So we hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I know it's a little bit long.
Yeah.
But we want to make it as genuine. Like, we don't want to be like cutting each other off or, you know, like rushing through things. Like, a veces el chisme es bueno y a veces no, you know?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we cut it short, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
So,
But this is our part 1 because we do want to do deeper questions.
so si lloramos.
Yeah.
I told Magali today, I'm like, what if we cry?
And I'm like, no, we're not getting that deep today. But yeah, for now, it'll be more like us, you know, but eventually we do want to invite other people.
Yeah.
Or if somebody wants to come, you know,
Yeah.
let us know. But thank you guys. This was fun. I feel now that we're more relaxed. We're like, okay,
We're
stop
like, okay.
talking. But in the beginning, yeah, we were a little
Chatty.
But thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it and you follow us.
And share it with your friends.
Yes.
Con tus amigas.
Invite them
to follow. Follow the journey.
Yeah.
Follow the journey for sure because
it is going to be a journey.
Yeah. But thank you guys for watching Pero Pos Cada Quien podcast.
Bye, chicas.
Bye.